Alright fellas, I bring you a Dvorah guide here. I'm going to teach you how to play with Dvorah, and I'm going to show you some of her techs as well. Alright, let's look at some of her techniques. Some of the normals that I see. You often see one being staggered like that, testing. Then if they don't respect your potential mid, you often see people throw it out there then, because look at that distance. It's minus 17, but you're going to be safe, unless you're playing someone like Jade who has a reversal. So they do this. Back 4, this, down 4, this, amped, and then don't respect that the turn is over, follow up with the down 1 special. You often see this, bang bang, and then they back up like that. Now the tech for this one, that's plus 4, it's still your turn. The problem here is that this is a high. If we do duck, stance hold, I even think with stance hold, see, even when they duck and they hold, it still doesn't even touch, which is terrible. But essentially the mind game is they don't know if you'll do this or if you'll do this, right? And in variation 1, there's all sorts of other things you can do, but that is the mind game essentially. Is it going to stop right there? Is it going to follow up with a high? Is it gonna be this? Let's look at our 1-2-1, this attack here. This attack is a great attack for many reasons. First of all, so start up in 7 frames, that's normal for a standing 1. But it can be staggered. You often see the Dvorah player doing that. And the reason why is because this one is plus on block, +1. But it's also easily flawless blockable, right? So the third hit is easily flawless blockable. Therefore, what you do to keep confusing them, keep them on their toes, is you stagger it like that. Whoops. Some people even do, as a universals, they do that. It's probably better to end it with this one. I don't think there's a flawless block cap. That's right, so there's no flawless block cap. So if they're trying to flawless block, you can follow up with this special move here instead of finishing it with this move. Yeah, so that's a stagger here. Some people also do this, then poke to throw off the tempo. So remember, if you do this here, that is punishable, right? -15 and you're right in front. So you have to amp it to be safe, -4. And when you amp it, sometimes the Dvorah players, they keep going and they keep poking, depending on if your opponent responds with a high. If your opponent keeps responding with highs to take their turn, that's when you want to start abusing the pokes after your turn is finished. Unless they start poking you back or are doing mids to respond. In terms of this attack here, this move is called the Katipo Rush, this move here. Like I said, you should amp it to keep yourself safe. However, from time to time, I think it's okay not to amp it, because people, what they do is they always expect you to amp if you've been amping it the whole time. So they have to react and wait and react, and by the time they wait and react and they see, oh, you don't amp it, sometimes you get away with it and you can get to block because it's -15. So -15 is pretty unsafe, but it's not like -40, right? The reaction time, 15 frames, is quick to see if someone's amping it or not, so sometimes you're going to get away with it. The best way to use the Katipo Rush is as a finisher. Sometimes you want to use it like that, use this move like that, 4-1-3, use it like that, and sometimes when they try to take back their turn, you shove it in their face. And the hit advantage is +13, so this means that this standing 1 is guaranteed. If they tried to do anything else but block, you're gonna hit them. And I constantly get caught when I play against a friend because I push buttons right here. I try neutral crouch, I try to jump, and then he just hits me with that. If the person does not respect the hit advantage of the Katipo Rush, that's when you can follow up with 1-2 and immediately convert it into full combo if you're confident that they're not gonna block. Because this here, hit confirming this, it's possible. It's a bit quick though, so if you do this here, they don't block, go ahead, full combo. And I didn't end it properly, but that's what you can do. Alright, let's do the combo properly here. So you do it like that, dash, and you grab it. Okay, see all that execution for 222 damage only. That is the weakness of Dvorah. She will poke you to death, but her combo damage is extremely low unless she gets a crazy crushing blow or something like that. It's like Citrion, they have terrible damage, so you have to work. Finally, for the Katipo rush, it's great to poke, to respond and pokes, right? Because when it's a poke war, the thing is, your opponent blocks and then responds, because when the opponent blocks a poke, you're in -6, it's their turn. However, you can special cancel into it, and because of the hit advantage, right? Cancel advantage, sorry. Cancel advantage 16 from down 1, and then you can immediately go ahead, and this will not be interrupted. So that's a good way to annoy opponents, and again, you can always keep yourself safe like that. Now, when you have a character that starts with a 50-50, you have many options, right? Because if we look at the cancel advantage off of that 1, jumping 1 is 8. So you pretty much have 8 plus frames. Think of cancel advantage as plus frames on block essentially. The only difference is that you get frame advantage when you're starting a combo between each move. Dvorah has the best jump 1 in the entire game. It's because of the distance. Look at this distance here. You can start off so many combos with that, and it's pretty hard to anti-air. So it's 8 frames, and the longer you wait to touch the floor, the more advantage you have. So you have a starting 50-50. It's slow though, right, with Dvorah. So overhead, you have a fast overhead. If you know the overhead is coming, you can interrupt it. It's very tight though. You can't really react to it. Not when she jumps in with 1. Whoops. Or you can go ahead with the low. You can't interrupt that one. And of course, in jumpings, with jump 1, it's completely your turn. There's no interruption if you're trying to go with you follow up with 1-2. For example, I'm going to try to interrupt that, and you see, it's impossible. You can't interrupt that at all. So that's why you want to consistently jump on people, because when you jump on them, it's your turn, right? So you pretty much are stealing turns left and right. Just by, not stealing turn, but you're forcing them to accept your turn by jumping on them all the time. Plus, it's pretty hard to avoid Dvorah from jumping on you. Look, she can even start combos from jumping back. Isn't that incredible? She jumps back 1 and can start a combo. So yeah, you want to jump often with her, especially since jumping anti-airs are extremely weak in this game. So with Dvorah, you want to jump really often and try to start your combos by jumping. When I showed you the air attacks, how airs trap, and then you can go for 50-50s or for normals 1-2, what Dvorahs will often do is they'll use that, the jumping 1, and then follow up with forward 1-3, because that's her best combo. This move here. Now you might be wondering, is this duckable after the overhead? It is not. Even though this is a high, it's real. Let me show you. I try and duck it, I can't. I try and duck it, I can't. And in terms of that move here, that combo, how you want to, oh my god, what you want to do is, in terms of combo, you amp it. Don't amp it close or far, just normal amp. You can just hit them with standing 1. Then you follow up like that. You can always take a step first. I noticed the pros, that's what they do. I took a little step. You might drop this combo often. I think you can dash as well. It's up to you, but yeah, the dash thing is, it's possible. It's doable, just be careful, because when you dash, you might do this instead of doing this. Now, even though Dvorah has the best jumping 1 in the game, there is still a hurt box on her little wing thing. So it is not completely immune to getting anti-air. Look at how far I'm anti-airing her. However, if Dvorah jumps at you, you're better off blocking, because it's pretty hard to consistently anti-air. You really have to be far away. Look at how far I am to be able to touch that wing thing. Because if you're here, oh, it's gonna work here. Yeah, it's all it depends on the timing, right? But you should probably be careful, because if you miss, you're getting full comboed, and if she misses, if she's the one that gets hit, she just gets knocked down. Or maybe you can convert it, but yeah. Dvorah has also one of the best anti-air in the game, at least an anti-air special move, and the way it works is that you want to do it when someone's about to attack you. If you do it when someone is about to attack you, where is it? Triggers of this attack counters a jumping attack. So if they just jump normally, if you get them... Oh, easy crushing blow is on, hold on. Okay, so that's before they attack. Try to attack, nothing happens. When they attack... Ooh... Okay, it doesn't seem like a lot of damage, but then you can follow it up with a big combo. Look at this damage. Look at this fucking damage for jumping. 438. Isn't that crazy? And it's pretty easy to do, like it has a great hitbox. Look at all this. Let's go up to it here. Oh man. It snatches you out of the air. Like the animation is not even there. Anyways, so it's real great. Let's try to... No. It even goes behind you. Whoops. Almost behind you. And in terms of anti-airs, the down 2 is also perfect. Look at this.
Possibly, anti-meta decision here. There it is!
There it is! Give me your guts! Does he get the continuation?
Absolutely.
Jump in once! Into the puddle!
Alright. The Swarm. That's actually her combo breaker in Variation 2. It puts bug on the opponent for a throw crushing blow. We'll get to Variation 2 in another video. We're still analyzing normal. So Swarm here is a restand and a combo and an armor breaker. So you restand, hit advantage of 4, it's still your turn. So you can freely... Whoops, I guess this doesn't touch. Yeah, you can go ahead with her normal high or her mid or something along those lines. Uh-huh. Interesting. 241. Okay, 241. If I do down 2 again. 279. Eesh. Ooh. I guess it's not very good unless you're variation 2. Whoops. Unless you're variation 2. What if I amp it? If I amp it, when you amp it, it's less far. So you can't amp it to really get that reach, right? So this is non-amped. Well, you don't see it in the animation, but there's a difference. There's less distance when you amp it. Oops. Come on. Okay, I guess amped it still lands. 275 compared to how much was it again? 279. It's pretty useless outside of Variation 2. The reason why you want to do it in Variation 2, obviously, like I said, you get bugs. So there's a real mind game in terms of breaking away. You don't want to get restood with bugs after like a down 2 crushing blow. Can you do it with bugs? Let's say there's no breakaway. I down 2 crushing blow you. Let's try it again. Come on, bitch. No, I can't do it unless you break away. The ground swarm, this thing here. That's actually the farthest it can go. It's not even full screen, which sucks. But if you get close here, look at the block advantage. 36. What does that mean? It means it's a frame trap full screen. Whoops. To be a frame trap full screen, you have to do it properly. Slap. So that's pretty much an anti-zoning tool. The problem is that this has to hit. But I guess if you're, you know, I'm saying that because it's slow, but if you're fighting a zoner, it's probably going to force them to block. Right? They don't really have time to move. So the very far ground swarm is not full screen, unfortunately, but it gives you good block advantage. If this is block, which it will be because it's slow, if you respond with the amped, it will frame trap. Like that. Right? Because it frame traps because this is plus 36 and this is 19. So it's a full screen frame trap, which could be like, you know, someone zoning you. You throw this out there. What is that on hit? On block? 38. You're like, come on, let's play. Sploosh. And then you miss, of course, because this fucking move sucks. But anyways,